Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So firstly, thank you all for your support, kind words, acts of solidarity, and just being there in my last video when I needed you guys and a lot of you guys needed someone else. So thank you. We're in some crazy times right now, and if anything resonates with anyone, is that we're in some crazy times right now and we're all kind of feeling it. We're all just like in the thick of it, trying to survive, trying to live our lives kind of normally, obviously without the normalcy, which kind of sucks, but do you know what, it is what it is. So last week I talked about losing my job, being self-employed, no longer being able to work. I'm sure there's lots of people who are in a similar situation now, and I feel your pain. I told you guys I would update you on what had happened, and you know what, I've been really kind of like battling with this all week, which is why I didn't post during the week. I'm just posting today because I'm like, I need my 4 videos a month because otherwise I'm gonna feel like a failure. I haven't been in the right headspace to make a video, and I haven't been in the right headspace to make this video. And you know, I had this whole thing planned out after, so we heard news when I'd posted about everything that happened and that there was news coming soon, and then I'd been tracking it every day. I was watching the news every day and literally just like as consumed in the news than I'd ever been in my whole life. I get most of my like big news from people, like word of mouth. I do it on purpose. It's an active choice I've made in the past to just not watch the news because number 1, it's depressing. Number 2, it's sensationalized. Number 3, like how much information are you really gonna give me that's actually gonna change my life? Probably not a lot. So it's kind of one of them things, is like, unless I can make a change and I can do something about things that are happening in the world, I almost don't want to know. Or at least don't want it to be a part of my daily life. Yeah, so this is the first time I've consumed that much news. The first time I've watched the House of Commons or the House of Lords. And you know what? I saw a lot of things I wish I could unsee. I learned a lot of things I wish I could unlearn, and I've just been kind of like battling with this idea of disappointment over the last week or so. And just feeling like, ooh, it got dark outside. It got real dark outside. You know, it was really sunny until I started talking, and then it got darker and darker and darker. So now we have a cloud that is legitimately looming over our building. I'm like looking out on my balcony and there's this huge cloud making its way this way. Oh, so symbolic. Anyways, I've been dealing with like trying to like get over my disappointment at the government. Like, anyways, I wanted to film this video before and just be like, there's so many things I wanted to say, but the more I sat on it, the more I thought about it, the more I came back down to reality. Is this gonna change anything for anyone, or is it just gonna make you feel better? And so after that, I felt, you know what, Abby, this is just for you to feel better about the shit that's going on and the way that your government is handling it, and you don't agree. And yeah, I decided not to make that video. So I'll just give you a quick update. That'd be the best thing to do. A quick update on what happened after that. So yeah, I'm self-employed, obviously out of work, like a lot of people. So originally, employed people got, the government announced that they were gonna give 8% of their income, and the government was gonna pay that to companies to pay their employees so they wouldn't lose their jobs. And then obviously the self-employed, people on 0-hour contracts, a lot of people basically were left out of that, and it was just the employed people first, because there are a lot of them in this country, there are a lot of them in the UK, and it made sense for them to try and tackle the biggest one first, right? Meanwhile, the self-employed people were kind of like thrown to the wayside and not addressed. They kept dodging questions. Literally, like, I've never seen Boris dodge anything like he dodged the self-employed questions. Like, it was actually hilarious. But every day I watched at 5 PM for those updates, hoping the Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, would be there. And he wasn't for a long time, until finally I gave up on the, I still watched the 5 PM updates. I gave up on the idea that I was just gonna hope he would turn up. So I started watching the House of Commons, I started watching the House of Lords to see what bills were actually being passed and to see what they were doing about it, like in the like legislation side of things, so then I could kind of predict when I would know what was going to happen with us. I was literally watching that and posting videos every day of what was happening in the House of Commons and then what happened in the House of Lords afterwards. And obviously the coronavirus bill legislation came out and it was happening, and so I was watching it to see what they were saying, to see if they were going to pass the amendment which would help the self-employed people get 80% of their income also, and the bill was passed. The amendment was also passed. However, this amendment and this new legislation for the 80% that self-employed people would get of their previous tax incomes came with a lot of stipulations that the employed people obviously did not receive. And so it was like one of them things. It was almost like they did it to shut up. Anyways, let me just tell you, let me see the stipulations. The main stipulations were, so you get 80% of your income over the last 3 tax years. No, of your profits. That's the word they use. So when I hear the word profit, I instantly know that means what? Not your gross income, but your profit after your deductions, after your expenses. So in my head I'm thinking, the way they're wording this, I don't like it. So when they first said it, you know, it sounded bad when they first said it, but then after I read the actual, like, what the legislation said, what the wording was, I was like, okay, it's worse than I think. So yeah, let's not even talk about profits because I can't remember word for word. I should probably just read it out to you, so then that would just make life a lot easier than actually trying to guess that one. Here we go. It's called Claim a Grant through the Coronavirus COVID-19 Self-Employment Income Support Scheme. So this scheme will allow you to claim a taxable grant with 80% of your trading profits, this is the words that I hear, up to a maximum of £2,500 per month for the next 3 months. This may be extended if needed. Who can apply? You can apply if you're a self-employed individual or a member of a partnership and you have submitted an income tax self-assessment with tax return. There's a lot of tax return in the year 2018 to 2019. So if you became self-employed after that tax year, and if you haven't submitted, you didn't submit a self-assessment in 2018 to 2019 for that tax year, you can't apply for this. However, they did say they were going to extend the self-assessment, like they were going to extend the deadline for people who didn't file their self-assessment for last tax year, who did trade and would like to do that now. They've extended that. That sounds like, I'm not even going to say what that sounds like, but you can all use your imagination. Yeah, so, you know, cool, whatever, fine. If you haven't been self-employed for at least a full tax year, then you don't qualify for this. That's what they're saying. Are trading when you apply, so you'd still have to be self-employed, or would be, except for the fact of coronavirus. You intend to continue trading in the next year, the 2020 to 2021, so you intend to be self-employed in the future for the next tax year. Have lost trading, partnership, profits due to COVID-19. Oh, and you have to have less than £50,000, in trading profits. Basically, you don't qualify if you make over £50,000. So, a lot of people do not qualify for this, for starters, obviously, because not everyone did. Some people started being self-employed in the last, 7-8 months, and don't actually even have to file for 2 years. You don't have to register self-employed until you're in your 2nd year of trading, which was, at least that was the original law back when I started. So I don't know if that's changed, but so it's kind of like, anyways, so that's what they decided. And I was just frustrated about it because I still didn't know if both of us, me and my husband, actually are able to get that. Another thing is, self-employment has to be your main source of income. However, I was employed for a smaller part, like a really small part of that time, which makes me think that that's gonna affect that too. So that's really frustrating because, you know what, if I could see the future, I would have just been self-employed the whole time, because I didn't know that would ever affect me now. It's just frustrating. I don't want to even talk about it. It's frustrating and I just want to move on. I want to move on because what happens is going to happen and there's nothing I could do to change that. And honestly, I didn't want to make a video because I didn't want to complain about it. I didn't want to be like, ungrateful. It's not that I'm ungrateful. I just feel like the resolution was not, it didn't feel resolved in the end. There was still so many questions about it. There's still a lot of people who it doesn't apply to. Still a lot of people who are still out there going through it, and I just felt like it's not enough. You know, it seemed like they were like, do you know what, you guys have been bugging us about it, we're just gonna give you this. Like, honestly, that's what it felt like when I was watching the House of Commons and the House of Lords. It just made me so disappointed in my government. That's all I'm saying. This one guy, there's one day when I was just so tired, and this one guy made this snidest of comments, and I was just like, what?
A wage subsidy for the self-employed. They've made the very sensible suggestion that the subsidy should be based on the last 3 years' tax returns, because of course we all believe that every self-employed person declares every penny that they've earned. I think this is an excellent suggestion from the TUC.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around what the self-employed have done to the government to make them feel this way about the self-employed. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever wrap my head around that. Maybe I need to start looking at some statistics or something, because there's something they know that we don't know, because they all seem to feel real bitter about us. So yeah, the feeling of a second-class citizen is starting to kick me in the guts. So yeah, that's what that's what I have been battling over the last week. Yeah, and I didn't really want to make a video because I didn't want to bring this doom and gloom to you. And the sky is blue again, which is nice. But yeah, I think I needed to make a video, and the one I had in mind was too much for even me. I'm just like, no, Abby, don't do it. You're gonna regret it. So I decided to just be like, I'm just gonna tell you how I'm feeling and to tell you the update of what happened, and that's that. There's nothing I can do to change that. So yeah, we'll see. Oh, also, by the way, this grant isn't out until July. I should really have prefaced that in the beginning. Yeah. So they're going to do all the employed grants first, and then after they're going to come back and then they're going to do the self-employed ones, and you don't get it until July. However, it is backdated up until 3 months previous. So there's that, if you qualify. And if you qualify, they'll contact you personally. So yeah, that's what happened, and I have nothing else to say. Next week, however, I will be back. I promise this time I will be back with something definitely more positive and more insightful. I'm gonna probably be back at my desk because this is like almost the sadness corner. Stay away from this corner. If you see a thumbnail that has this corner in it, run. I'm just kidding, don't run. No, I really appreciate you guys for hello to all my new subscribers. I appreciate all of you guys who has stuck by this channel, and yeah, I'm just like refiguring things out here, and I will be back hopefully on a more positive note, with some more tips and some more hashtag adulting shit, because we all need to adult. This like more than ever. So I understand that, and I definitely feel like that's one thing I can actually give to the world right now. I will see you guys next week. I'm so sorry if this was a gloomy video. I didn't want it to be. I didn't intend to be. It was gonna be a video on dealing with disappointment, but then I just started remembering the whole of the self-employed thing, and I got really in my feelings about it. Okay, I'm gonna go and have a beer because I deserve one. A glass of wine. Let's go with a glass of wine. Abby deserves a glass of wine. Okay, so I'm gonna have a glass of wine and finish my Korean drama and have some hot dogs, because hot dogs bring me joy. What brings you joy? Comment down below, because I'd love to know, because I feel like we all have the weirdest things that bring us joy, and one of those things is hot dogs for me. I love hot dogs. I'm just obsessed. I have a problem, and I'm okay with owning that. I will see you guys next week for another video. Stay tuned. It's gonna be better. Okay, this is the end of the chapter for this government you have disappointed me video. I will see you guys soon. It is really dark out there. We're just gonna this is gonna be the dark tone of my video. Oh my god, why do the clouds have to be like this?